Hi, this is Kevin Garlington from forehanddomination.com. Today's two tips I have for you are very important. If you want more power in your forehand, then listen up. The very first tip I want to talk about today is how we can speed up your racket. So there's two major things I think that stand in the way of everybody speeding up the racket. The first thing is you're too tense. When you hold the racket, you're gripping the racket really hard, trying to muscle the ball. And what that does is it slows everything down. When you flex, when you're tight, it's going to slow your swing down. Anytime you're doing something that's going to slow your swing down, it's going to decrease the amount of racket speed you have on the ball, and it's going to take away a lot of the power. Another kind of side effect of that is that you're going to find yourself having to use more power and more strength, and what's going to happen over time, you're just going to get tired. So the first thing you want to do is make sure when you're holding the racket that it's nice and relaxed. You know, a great tip I got from Nick Bollettieri is that you don't want to see the whites of your fingers when you're holding the racket. This way, you can guarantee that your racket's nice and loose. And when your hand and your racket's nice and loose, the rest of your body's going to be very loose. That's the first tip to getting great acceleration. The second major tip is something I think we see every day on TV. This is a great opportunity to check out the US Open, and you're going to notice this everywhere. Is that what you see the players do is they get ready to hit the ball, and they get the racket nice and close to the ball, and they accelerate on the ball. Accelerate on contact. That's huge. Accelerating on contact. Let me explain kind of why I think that's so important. Most people get the racket back and they swing as hard as they can from the back of the swing. Now, next time you go out to the court, try this, or if you have somebody standing next to you. I want you to try getting away from them and really pushing hard, and I want you to see how much power you can really push them over with. So if I just push them really hard, if they're going to really fall back. The second thing I want you to try to do is get your hand really close to them and then push. You're going to notice a huge difference in the amount of power and force you can put in the ball, but also the amount of control. I'm all about hitting a bigger forehand, but you got to be able to also control that so you can use it. There's no sense in hitting a bigger forehand if you can't get it in. So, taking that same analogy right now, we're going to take the racket back and really focus on getting it close to the ball and accelerating all the way through. You see all the pros are winding up, accelerate, winding up, accelerate. And if the ball comes deep, sometimes they take a shorter swing and accelerate. But you're always going to see those guys accelerate on contact. That's how they really work on their racket at speed and get the ball to do a lot of cool things, whether it be heavy, angles, or passing shots. So, next time you go out, first, work on keeping your wrist and your hand nice and relaxed so you can have that acceleration. Number two, work on accelerating on contact and really accelerating the ball. Now, when you do this, you're going to have to watch out from getting tight when you swing and also accelerating, then decelerating. Okay, we want to make sure we're accelerating all the way through the ball so we can get the ball to do whatever we want. One added little thing by accelerating, the more you accelerate and you add spin and shape to the ball, you're going to be able to bring the ball down, you're going to be able to hit more angles, you're just going to have more options on the court. So go out and work on how you can accelerate and hit a bigger forehand.